At this point, if you don't get nothing else tonight, guys, it says during the playoffs, athletes play football. Beasts playing funerals.
You are watching a master at work.
Does that make sense? Right, during the playoffs, that's a different mindset. I don't know if you guys have been down to Miami several times, but I know when I go down there, you got two different type of athletes. You got guys who play because they love it. You got guys who play because they have to. Does that make sense? Right, and when you think about this game, yep, some of us might be checked out, college is coming, but when you think about the playoffs, champions, right, they play and they set up funerals, right, but the athletes, they play because they like to play football. Does that make sense? Right, so you got to decide at some point, am I going to be a beast? Am I going to be a dog playing a funeral for this team? This is the last game they're going to play this year. Go ahead and get the funeral arrangement set up. Go ahead and get their parents, get them ready to cry, right? Get their flowers, get everything ready because this is the last game, or we're going in to play a football game and compete with guys who we know we can dominate. Is this making sense? Right, so you got to ask yourself, you got to decide and be disciplined about it as well. Right, am I going to be a beast? And if I decide to be a beast, I got to be disciplined. I got to do everything that coach wants me to do despite my emotions, despite how I feel about my brothers, right? Despite how I feel if I say something, they don't respond the same way, I'm a beast, right? And if he don't do it, I have to. Is this making sense? Right, if my leader doesn't lead, I have to. Is this making sense? Right, because we saw the three dogs. I'm sure one of them was a leader, but one of them didn't do their job, and when they saw the beast come through, the rest of them followed. So I'm telling you, if you're in the room and you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to this game to play, right, and have a good old time, and hopefully we compete with these guys and keep them in the game, right? You can keep them in this game at some point. What's going to happen, they're going to bring you to their level, and then eventually they're going to dominate you at their level of play. Does that make sense? Right, but if you rise to the occasion, right, you go and dominate, you go ahead and take the hope and confidence they got in the first quarter, there will be nothing left for them to compete for. Does that make sense? Right, so again, getting this point, right, during the playoffs and even during championship time, right, athletes, they play football, right, but beasts, right, they playing funerals, right? Question is, what is it going to be tonight for you guys? Is it going to be another football game or are we having a funeral?